Good morning, this is News Headline, live from Wisdom Miyetti Television. I am Toyosi Adeshino. The headlines: minimum wage, federal government invite labor to resume talks on Friday. First anniversary, federal government plans supplementary budget once against foreign aid. Federal government drops terrorism charge against Miyetti Allah's leader. Now the news in details. The federal government yesterday withdrew the 3-count terrorism charge it entered against the detained president of Miyetti Allah, Kauta Ore Bello Bodejo. Bodejo was arrested at the Miyetti Allah's office in Kari local government area of Nasarawa State shortly after he unveiled a vigilante group. Federal government alleged that the established an ethnic militia in Nasarawa State added that the defendant was involved in the management of activities connected with acts that were prejudicial to national security and public safety. It told the court that Bodejo provided material support, assistance and transportation for activities connected with acts of terrorism, contrary to Sections 29 and 13 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. The defendant has been in custody of the Defense Intelligence Agency (DIA) since January 23rd, though the trial court had on March 22nd okayed his detention. Based on an affidavit filed by federal government, the court on May 27th refused to release the defendant on bail, though it ordered an accelerated hearing of the charge against him. However, when the case was called upon yesterday for the commencement of the hearing, the Attorney General of Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemisan, applied to withdraw the charge. The federal government has again extended an invitation to organized labor for the continuation of minimum wage negotiations. A source familiar with the matter told correspondents in Abuja on Wednesday. The source noted that Labour would honor the invitation. A letter has been addressed to Labour by the committee chairman and signed by the NSIWC chairman. The meeting is scheduled for Friday. Of course, Labour will attend if they present a better offer on Friday. We will accept it. On Tuesday, the Minimum Wage Committee had adjourned indefinitely after talks between the federal government and organized labour broke down as Labour rejected the federal government's 60,000 naira fresh proposal, up from the earlier 57,000 naira offer. At the meeting, Labour also lowered its demand by removing 3,000 naira from the 497,000 it proposed last week, pegging the new proposal at 494,000 naira. To fast-track the negotiation process, the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress of Nigeria on May Day gave the committee to the end of the month to wrap up talks on the new national minimum wage. The ultimatum will expire on Friday night. The president of the 2UC, Festus Osifo, said the ultimatum issued by Labour remained following the breakdown of talks on Tuesday. We have an ultimatum on May Day that if by May end we don't have a new minimum wage, that will take a worker home. We will not be able to guarantee industrial peace. We are sticking to that ultimatum, Osifo said. Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Nkeruka Onyejiocha, on Wednesday appealed to organized labour to be considerate and patriotic in their demands on the ongoing negotiation for a new national minimum wage. Onyejiocha made the appeal in a statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations of the Ministry, Olajide Oshudu, in Abuja on Wednesday. The minister said the federal government had consistently taken steps to secure a fair and realistic wage for Nigerian workers. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday said he would soon transmit the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill to the National Assembly to enable his administration to continue in its task of providing good governance to Nigerians. He stated that the budget proposal aimed at fostering prosperity, development and progress would fast-track the ongoing positive stride of the government. The president entered this shortly after flagging off the old national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee, at a joint sitting at the Senate and the House of Representatives in Abuja. At the joint section of the National Assembly marking the silver jubilee of Nigeria's Fourth Republic, Tinubu enjoined the lawmakers to continue to dedicate themselves to the service of their fatherland. The president was accompanied on the visit to the National Assembly complex by Vice President Kashim Shettima, Secretary to the Government of the Federation George Akume, and Governor of Borno State Babangida Zulum and his son Sheyi Tinubu, among other dignitaries. Expressing his readiness to deliver on his mandate, Tinubu reminded the lawmakers that the task of nation building is a collective one involving all citizens, adding that as representative of the people, they carry a huge burden of responsibility. He also urged the lawmakers to look inward and contribute their quota to nation building, noting that no foreign aid can give Nigerians a country they can be proud of. On January 1st, 2024, Tinubu signed the 28.7 trillion naira 2024 appropriation bill into law after rigorous checks by the National Assembly and budget defense by ministries, departments, and agencies. The budget size was an increase of 1.2 trillion naira from 27.5 trillion naira proposed months earlier by the president. Before the news comes to an end, listen to the headlines once again. Minimum wage, federal government invites labor to resume talks on Friday. First anniversary, federal government plans supplementary budget once against foreign aid. Federal government drops terrorism charge against Miyetti Allah's leader. Thank you for listening. I remain Toyosi Adeshino.